Let's get to it. So today we got Romero, and he's talking about Terence Crawford. He's basically making a claim that Terence Crawford waited until Errol Spence was weak. Now, this is something that he's claimed that he's going to do, but he was also trying to allude to the fact that he think that Terence Crawford did the same thing. Waited till he was weak, and he's saying that now he's going to come in for the kill on Errol Spence because now Errol Spence is weak and vulnerable. So he's saying if Terence Crawford benefited off it, then he's going to benefit off it as well.
Yeah, we lost to that old man, so he need a rematch him, man.
And this is what he said on the interview with E! News.
Him beating Spence doesn't say much about Crawford. Because if he would have beat Spence, I don't know, 3 years ago.
That old man was on his ass.
Well, then that's completely, but Spence would have beat the shit out of him, man. Everybody high on Crawford right now, but he's not that special, man.
So as you guys just saw, the clip of Romero basically giving his claim on why he think that win that Crawford had over Errol Spence don't mean anything.
You remember the night you fought Tank?
And why he think that Terence Crawford is not special.
That old man was on his ass.
Now he can definitely have his own opinion, but to say Terence Crawford is not special, there's just one problem with that. He is the first and only male two-time undisputed champ in 2 different weight divisions.
Oh, look at this guy.
If that's not special, then I don't know what is. And I know a lot of people say, well, when he beat Errol Spence, he didn't collect the belts. Errol Spence collected the belts. I know he collected the belts at 140, and those people were weak champs.
That old man was on his ass.
But he didn't collect the belts at 147. It was Errol Spence who collected the belts at 147, and he only beat Errol Spence. Okay, well, I got something to say. At 140, he did collect the belts, but y'all say they were weak champs.
Get the out of here, man.
So I'm going to tell you like this. If they were weak champs, then what were the stronger guys? If Victor Postol was the weak champ, then where was the guy who was supposed to be over him? Where was the stronger guy? If Julius Indigo was the weak champ at the time, then who was supposed to be over him? Who was the stronger guy? Because from what I remember, they are the ones that had the belts. That's who Terence Crawford had to get the belts from. They had the belts. So what do you expect Terence Crawford to do? Because I can tell you this right now. If Julius Indigo would have dropped them belts and they would have just elevated Terence Crawford, you guys would have had something to say then.
To this day.
But he got those belts and he was the email champ. That's what y'all would have said. Then he go up to 147. And yes, you're right, he didn't collect the belts at 147. He only beat Errol Spence for it. But I can tell you this right now. He would have beat everybody that Errol Spence got the belts from anyway.
To this day.
Oh yes, he would have beat Sean Porter because he did. Oh yeah, he would have beat Kell Brook because he did. And I can tell you this right now, he would have beat Ugas. But he didn't beat Ugas. Okay, whatever, but he would have. Ugas lost to Sean Porter, somebody that Terence Crawford beat. Ugas lost to Errol Spence, somebody that Terence Crawford beat. Ugas lost to Marios Barrios, somebody that Tank beat. And Tank, if he were to go to 147, he ain't beating Terence Crawford.
Absolutely not.
So Terence Crawford would have definitely beat Ugas, and I can tell you that right now. So Romero,
You remember the night you fought Tank?
like Errol Spence said, he's obviously a nut, and what he needs to do is go and fight that old man again and get him a rematch. Because the old man was definitely.
That old man was on his ass. He was on his ass. I was like, man, he gonna lose to somebody grandfather, man. God damn.